So today I feel like I'm like, I don't know why, but I'm giving Allison reads at the moment, if anyone remembers. Allison reads. For a little bit of context, I just moved back into my childhood bedroom, like the room I grew up in, for the summer while I'm on break between semesters. And I have accumulated a lot of books, okay? I really okay, when I moved out, which was almost 2 years ago, I brought a lot of books with me, and the shelves that are on my wall, I have 2 shelves, this one and then one above it, and those were full. They're full right now. They were full when I left, and they are still full, and even more full. Okay, so those are full, and I took like 1 box. I restricted myself to 1 box of books, but since then, obviously in 2 years, I've bought and read a lot of books for like a little vibe. It's not the right word, for a little bit of like, to put it into perspective, I guess. When I moved out for the first time 2 years ago, what year was it? 2021? I think. I had never read a Sarah J. Maas book. I don't own The Throne of Glass, so that I don't have to find room for that, but I have Crescent City, ACOTAR, and that's just like, what am I going to do? And I also just want to organize it and make it fun, and I thought, thanks, I thought I would, because like that's obviously unwell. I'm not sure when I stacked them vertically, but that's not how it's going to stay. I also have, above my closet, I have books. Those ones are just gonna stay there because it's like a bunch of books from when I was a kid. It's got Twilight, Divergent, Pretty Little Liars, those types of books, so those are just gonna stay up there. And then I also have another book right down here that's full. I mean, another box that's full. Harry Potter. And like 2 tall stacks. So I really actually am not even sure where to start. Okay, let's think this through. I have these 2 shelves, which I can like maximize the space. Why do I keep showing you guys? I'm not really sure, just in case you wanted to know, you know. I can find places for stacks, you know what I'm saying? Like beside my dresser, I could have like a pretty decent stack. I also have another one of these shelves in my siblings' room. They don't live here anymore, but it's the exact same length as these shelves. So I could fill up that shelf, but also that means I have to decide what books I want to be in there. Like I don't care about like not seeing every day. I don't know. I really don't know what to do, and I don't know how to organize it. I think the last time I organized a shelf when I lived here a long time ago was, I always went for the color coordinated, like the rainbow vibe, and that's not happening anymore. So I'm like, do I do by genre and then by author? But I would like to keep authors together, but I don't have to, because I don't even know what genres are, also is another issue. Like Taylor Jenkins Reid's books, like Daisy Jones, that could be anything. What even is Daisy Jones? Is it historical fiction? Is it romance? Is it general fiction? I don't know. Because I actually am having a breakdown now. I don't really know where to start. Do I also keep TBR separate? That could be like a TBR stack. You know what I'm saying? That could be good. No, I think I do. I already have a TBR list in my notes, so I don't need to like, it's not like I'm gonna forget which ones I haven't read yet. So I think let's just start by separating it by genre. Like, Song of Achilles, what is this? Romance? It feels wrong to put it beside It Ends With Us.
Let's get down to business.
Under the Whispering Door. Fantasy, right? Yeah, right? That's a fantasy. But if I'm in a fantasy mood, this isn't necessarily what I go for. If I'm in a romance mood, this is more what I go for. Guys, I just counted them all. I have 243 books. But also, how is this 243? Like, I was thinking it was like maybe 150. Like, it in my head, 243 books is like a library. Do I have a library, guys? Oh my god. But I'm unwell. I actually kind of wish I didn't count them because I wish I didn't not know that. And also I have a few books that I have 250 because I have a few books that I left at Eli's, I think only like 5. And then I have a few that are out being lent to people, and I don't remember how many, but I would say like 2 or 3. Unwell. And I'm unwell.
Sunny June, I heard the birds were singing, but I tossed and turned, a feeling I can't explain. No girl in town, tell me why she have to look my way. Wanted to throw some paper, get drunk with my friends, do some damage to my brain. But then she came along, one smiling, I felt why do I gotta be so lucky? Why'd you have to be so pure? Question all my good intentions, but with you, oh, I'm so sure. Tasted the fruit and smelled the flowers, just better not, and girl, I'm yours. Cause in the garden, that's your skin, I'll be dreaming, that's for sure. Tell me why, tell me why, tell me why, tell me why you.
I bought this book like, I think 5+ years ago. It's called The Scattering by Kimberly McCreight. It sounds really good, but it's the second book in a series, and I didn't know that when I got it and I started reading it. I made it to page 21 and I realized that the math wasn't adding up and it wasn't making sense, and then I forgot about it. I've never got the first book, so let me know if you've read this, the first one. Is it good? Okay, they're all sorted. I think it's so funny to look at this and see, like, obviously I know what my favorite genres are, but these are books that I've been accumulating since I was like 14 and I got a job, and so I could buy my own books. So it's just funny to see, even after all that time, what has persisted, you know? I do really like thrillers and mysteries, but I have very few. So obviously, like, that's not what I gravitate towards. I have divided them into, so this is the general fiction, these 2 piles. Some of them are borderline romance, but I kind of just did it based on my own. I did look up a few books because I really wasn't sure what I should do, but if I read the book and I remember being more impacted or enjoying more the romance than the other parts of the book, then I categorized it as a romance, which you can't see, but it's over here. And if, like, a lot of these, like, it's kind of a funny story by Ned Vizzini. It's set in a mental hospital, but there's like kind of a romance, but it's more about mental health. A lot of these books are about mental health because that was what all I read when I was in high school, was like romance and mental health books. And then, so these are my YA general contemporary fiction. These are my more adult fiction. Some of them are borderline historical, like The Last Book Party by Karen Dukas. is historical fiction, but that's not what like stuck out to me. Do you know what I'm saying? More the like relationships and stuff like that stuck out to me, so I put that there. Same with Mary Jane by Jessica Blau. I haven't read that yet, but it is historical fiction, but it's also like, I think it's not just gonna be about that. My problem is my favorite genre is fantasy, and that's like most of what I'm reading. Is this angle really uncomfortable for you guys? We're just gonna keep going with it. Like that's most what I'm reading right now and loving right now, and like the books that mean a lot to me, but they're so dark. Like the spines of a lot of them are just dark, and they don't really go together. Like, how am I gonna put Babel and the Atlas Six, which are, and The Darkest Minds, which are both black and gold, next to ACOTAR, or like Before the Coffee Gets Cold? Like, they just don't. And Tia Clune, like there's no cohesion. And also, what actually makes me pee my pants is this entire stack is just my two favorite authors. I don't know where I'm gonna put them, but it's Frederick Backman and Jennifer Lynn Barnes. This is so much, and I'm missing the Inheritance Games, the first one. Someone's borrowing it, but yeah, I'm gonna go take a break and we'll come back in a little bit. So I now made a smoothie and I ate lunch, and now it's time to put the books onto the shelf. So I think I've decided that I want my like literary fiction for sure in here, because I think it looks nice and they're some of my favorite books. So I'm gonna put those on there, and then depending on how much room is left, we'll figure the next part out. And then I need to be like, am I gonna do it alphabetically, like by author's name, or do I just put it in what looks good next to each other? I think I might just do like aesthetic, and I think I'm gonna keep YA and adult separate. I gotta move these down, and my battery's dying. I'm gonna move these off the desk, and then I will start doing that.
You know what it never was? That serious. It was never that serious. Quite frankly, would never be that serious.
Okay, so my storage was full and my battery was dead, so I went and did that. And while it was charging and uploading, I did this shelf. So this is what we're working on right now. I don't love it. Okay, it's not focusing. I don't love it, but I like it all right. Like from, I would say like there over, I like that part. That part I don't love. But, you know, we're doing the best with what we've got. All right. So from A Little Life over is all like more adult contemporary fiction or literary fiction, I guess. And then 10 Things I Can See From Here to The Fixes is all YA literary fiction. So now I've still got a chunk on the end there. I was thinking of doing another stack like that, and I was thinking of just stacking up all my Jennifer Lynn Barnes books, because I think it just makes sense to put them there. I think I'll go do the shelf in Eli's room quickly, and then we'll see where we're at after that and how much room. Like if we can fit a bunch more stuff on that shelf, then we'll keep going with that. And then we'll just work in here after we know what we need in here. Guys, I'm starting to get a bit bored of doing this. You guys, it is treacherous in my room right now. I almost knocked over so many towers of books trying to get these ones out. Okay. I'm out of breath. So the problem with Eli's shelf is it's so high up. Why is it so tall? It's almost on the ceiling. And there's a TV right here, so I can't like, we'll see. We'll see how this goes.
Been on my mind. Won't you stay, won't you stay, won't you stay, won't you stay just one more night? When you're there, the despair is nowhere to be found, and that's all my life, and I'm well aware.
Okay, I made this nice stack. I like it. I'm gonna try and put it in the opposite corner. That was a shoulder press. Okay, we have lots of room. I'm gonna go figure out something else. Houston, we have a problem. What am I doing with that little tiny gap? I'm gonna go try and find something. Okay, so I think I got it set with how I'm gonna leave it for now. Very random additions, but that's okay. I just tripped. So we've got classics, this whole stack up until Curious Case of Benjamin Button, and then randomly I decided to throw these two series in there, so the Match series and the Ugly series. They're both similar vibes, like YA, we all read them in middle school. I'm borderline on I might unhaul them, but I want to try and reread them before I do that. So I just threw them in here. I've got historical fiction, then Harry Potter, then random, then nonfiction. So this is the most random shelf I've actually ever seen in my life, but it's fine. How do I still have all these stacks of books to put on here? Also, side note, sorry if the camera's been uneven the whole time. I just can't quite figure that out. So I'm gonna go ahead and just start doing this. Yeah.
That I can't keep you, so I'll dream about blessing from above, what I do to deserve it. The money, the time, and the hurt, and you worth it. And I'll show you my world if you show me yours too. Nothing lasts forever, that's just an excuse. Your name is a drug that I wanna abuse. Shoot up by my side, a tango, it takes two. Love is a game, but baby, it's your name too. So every time I'm falling, I'll think about you. Tell me why, tell me why, tell me why, tell me why you've been on my mind. When you stay, when you stay, when you stay, when you stay, just one more night. When you're there, the despair is nowhere to be found, and that's all my life. And
Okay, so we've got, oh, I should pause the music. We've got a final look of the shelves. Those are probably gonna be tossed, but so just should I just take, I'm just gonna leave them. All of this is literary fiction, and then this is all Jennifer Lynn Barnes. I'm unwell, and then the top is all romance, which is also making me a bit unwell. That is all like more adult, I would say, and then the rest is YA. All of those are from before I moved. These are all from when I was like 16, but there's some really good ones in there, so if you guys ever need any recommendations, just take a screenshot of this, and majority of these are good. Now, I'm a bit unwell because all of these have to go somewhere. And there's some thrillers there and some thrillers there, / mystery. So those have to go somewhere as well. And then I've just got those Frederick Backman ones, which I'm going to clear this out and just stack them there with my makeup stuff. This is my mother's desk and work area, so I can't really move it around too much. Fantasy, I don't know where it's going to go yet. It might just have to get stacked somewhere. But I'll check in if I figure it out. Okay. So I finally finished. What time even is it? I think it's like 2 o'clock. 1:30. When did I start this? I should have checked. I think I started at like 11. 10:30 probably, actually. I am exhausted. And it doesn't even look that good because my room is a mess. Like I have to do everything I did today, but for clothes. And find places for all the like bits and pieces that I don't know where to put them. But I can show you the books, just ignore the rest of the mess. So I already showed you a final overview of the shelves, but I'll do it again. So let's start in Eli's room, just for a final like run through. So in the gym room we have this going on. You literally already saw it. I'm not sure why I'm showing you again, but just for a final recap, you know. Then in here we've got literary fiction and romance. We've got some Frederick Backman down there. And then I just put the fantasy over here. So it's just like beside my dresser. If this grows any taller, which I know it will, because there's, first of all, a lot of unfinished series on here. So I'm not sure, because if it gets any taller it might collapse. But anyways, this is the fantasy shelf. I tried to do bigger on the bottom and get smaller, and I tried to keep authors together. But yeah, and then finally, just inside my closet, because I literally have nowhere else to put it, is my thrillers slash mystery vibes. But yeah, that is the best it's gonna get for now with what we're working with. I am gonna have to redo this all when I move back for school in September. So stay tuned for that. And I hope that this video was at least entertaining or like somewhat enjoyable, and you didn't just get overwhelmed like I felt. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.